In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to share files, folders and devices and things like that between Windows XP and Windows 7. Many of us now are buying the new updated operating system, Windows 7, and we still want to utilise some of the pieces of kit that we have on our network, even if they are a little bit older. So for example, if you've just bought yourself a new Windows 7 laptop but you still have a Windows XP desktop PC with a printer attached and files that you want to transfer between the two, this is a fairly simple way of how to do that. So first of all, let's look at our Windows XP desktop. And I guess the first thing I want to do then, if I want to share some files between one PC and the other, I'm going to go and click on the Start button now and go into my computer, and I'm going to double click the C drive, and I'm going to make a folder under the C drive, a new folder, and I'm going to call this folder XP PC Share. That way I know that obviously this folder lives on my XP machine, and I'll explain that a bit later when we go over to our Windows 7 machine, so we don't get too confused with what file we're looking at on what computer. So we've created our XP PC Share folder, but we still need to make it shareable on our network. So I'm going to right click that folder now, and I'm going to select Sharing and Security. Now up pops this box, and the tab is already set on sharing, so we're going to stay on that tab and we're going to share this folder on the network. We're going to tick that box, and as you can see the share name is as it was that I named it, which is XP PC Share, which is all good. And we also want to allow network users to change my files, so I'm going to click that box as well. I'm going to click Apply and OK. Now what you'll notice is a little hand has now appeared underneath that folder, which indicates that this folder is now ready to be shared on the network. But obviously if we go into it, there's nothing in there. So if I just move that to the side for a minute, let's try this as a test. I'm going to go into my pictures. I'm going to pick up some of these sample pictures. So let's grab 3 of those and we'll copy them in there. So now we have 3 pictures in my XP PC Share. Okay, that's all good. Let's close these windows down. Now just before I do move on to Windows 7 to grab those files, and also to put more files from Windows 7 in there so that the Windows XP machine can get them, I'm going to show you how to share some devices as well. So let's say for argument's sake on our Windows XP PC we have a printer connected, and we'd like to share that as well so that we can print from our new Windows 7 laptop. So let's go into the Start button again, and this time I'm going to go to Control Panel, and I'm going to select Printers and Faxes. And in there, as we can see, I have a printer. It's called a Kyocera FS1020D. It's ready, it's plugged into this XP PC, and I want to share it to enable me to be able to print to it from another PC like a Windows 7 PC. So I'm going to right click that now and select Sharing, and I'm going to share this printer, and the share name is Kyocera M. That'll do, I know what it is. I'm going to apply that and say OK, and instantly we have our hand again underneath our printer, indicating that it's now a shareable device on the network. Now it doesn't just stop there, because many of us now are buying those little netbooks which don't come with CD-ROM drives, and sometimes that can be a little bit awkward when we want to install software that we have on disk onto our netbook computers. Or it may be that maybe your CD-ROM's gone bad on your laptop computer. We can also share, if I go back to computer again, I can share my CD-ROM drive. So if I just right click that and Sharing and Security, and it says here under Sharing, if you understand the risks but still want to share the root of this drive, click here. And again I can click Share this folder on the network, even though it's a CD DVD drive. Share name as D. Allow network users to change my files. Pretty much the same as we did with the folder. We can apply that and say OK. So that's all done now pretty much for the Windows XP side. I almost forgot. There is one more thing we need to do on our Windows XP PC, and that is to find out what its computer name is, and I'll explain why this is important when we get over to the Windows 7 PC. But for now, we're going to click Start. We're going to right click on My Computer. We're going to select Properties, and at the top here you can see there's a tab that says Computer Name. If we click that, it now shows me my full computer name. In my case is Pertinax-F5648C. Yours might be a series of numbers and letters, it could be anything. Now for future you could actually change that if you wanted to by just clicking Change here, and you can rename your computer to whatever you want, like Windows XP PC or Fred's XP PC or something like that. It will require a reboot once you've done this, but for the purposes now it's just important for us to take note of the current computer name. We can do this at a later stage. Right, so now let's head over to our Windows 7 PC. Here we are on our Windows 7 desktop, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Start button. I'm going to click Computer, and as you can see I've got rather a busy network going on here, but what we're interested in is on the left hand pane here. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and we're going to select Network. And when I click Network, what it will show is all the devices or computers on my network. And remember, I told you to take note of your computer name. Well, there's my Windows XP computer name. It's Pertinax-F5648C. Now if I double click that, it will show me everything that I have shared on that PC. So remember, we did the XP PC share folder, and if I go inside there, there are the 3 files that I put in there, or rather the 3 pictures. I can open them up, I can flick through, and if I want I can select them all, drag them off and put them there. I can delete them if I want, and now they're gone from the folder in the Windows XP PC. And if I wanted to, I could select my pictures from my Windows 7 machine, or a folder, or documents, and I can copy them straight to it. And there you go. So that's as easy as it is. The other things that I shared there was obviously the printer. Now in my case this printer is already installed on my Windows 7 PC, but if you were to double click it, it would ask you for the drivers to install it. Now again, you may have them on a disk, which you can just insert into your Windows 7 laptop or PC and install the drivers when it asks for them. Or it may be a printer that Windows 7 currently holds the drivers for anyway, so it may pick them up. In either way, there's a way round to install your printer. Also is the CD-ROM drive. Well, obviously there's no CD in it at the moment, but if I was to put a CD in my Windows XP drive, I could just run this as if it was another folder on the network, so I could install programs from it. And that basically is how easy it is. I hope you found this interesting, and thanks very much for watching.